Hello friends, how are you? I'm Minam Laksha. Today we have a lecture on the Solitary Reaper. This poem was written by William Wordsworth. So first we discuss William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth is one of the most important English poets and a founder of romantic movement of English literature. You know what is romantic movement? The enlightenment of 18th century was the age of reason. During that time, people sought their answers through science, through maths, through logic. But after that, what happened? People began rejecting the idea of basing everything on reason and sought to return to emotions and feelings. This return of emotions would be known as romantic movement. You can say that during romantic period, imagination was in and the logic was out. This poem is a romantic poem. Romantic poem. So what is romantic poem? And what is poetry? Poetry is the spontaneous overflow of emotions, and romantic poem is the product of feelings and emotions. So a poem which is the product of feelings and emotions is known as romantic poem. William Wordsworth was given two names. He was known as Late Poet. And he was also known as a poet of nature. Why he was known as Latin poet and why he was known as poet of nature? He was known as a Latin poet because of the area where he lived, which is renowned for its beautiful, charming pastures, wild landscapes, and countless lakes. And he was also known as a poet of nature because of his emphasis on the connection between human and the natural world. And he was widely successful and he was known as Poet of Laureate in England. Poet Laureate is the one who has been officially chosen to write poetry. So now let's move to the poem. The Solitary Reaper consists of 4 stanzas, and each stanza consists of 8 lines. And the rhyme scheme of this poem is A, B, C, D, D, which is written in tight iambic pentameter. This poem is actually about a young girl reaping and singing in the field. Reaping means cutting the grass. So now let's move to the poem. Behold her, single in the field, yon solitary highland lass, reaping and singing by herself. Stop here a gently pause, alone she cuts and binds the grain, and sings a melancholy strain. O listen, for the well profound is overflowing with the sound. Behold her means see her. Highland lass means a Scottish girl. Melancholy. Melancholy strain means sad song. Sad song. Melancholy strain means sad song. And the meaning of well is well. This poem begins with the speaker to see a young girl reaping and singing in the field. He was enjoying there. During that time, he was passing through the valley. And he advises the people that anyone passing by either should stop. Or gently pass, because he didn't want to disturb the lady. And in the last line, "Oh listen, for the well profound is overflowing with the sound. He says that he is so struck by the sad beauty that the whole valley seems to overflow with its sound. Now the second stanza, no nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands of travelers in some shady haunt among Arabian saints. A voice so thrilling was never heard in springtime from the cuckoo-bird, breaking the silence of seas among the farthest Hebrides. Hebrides means group of islands. In the second stanza, the speaker compares the singing of girl to the nightingale. Then again he compares her voice to the cuckoo-bird, and he concludes that the voice of the girl is sweeter than all other voices. There comes a question in our mind that William Wordsworth was a poet of nature, then why he was impressed by the beauty of girl? So we can say that she was the representative of nature and she was the object of nature. That's why he was impressed. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy, full of things and battles long ago. Or it is some more humble lay, familiar matter of today, some natural sorrow, loss or pain that has been and may be again. In the third stanza, the speaker tries to imagine what the songs might be about. He feels inside the heart that her song might be about some past sorrow, some pain or loss. Or perhaps he says it is a simpler song about some present sorrow, some pain or loss. Because in life suffering will come to us. The song of the girl is sad and she is singing in different dialects. The meaning of plaintive means sad. In the last stanza, whatever the theme the maiden sang, as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work and over the sickle bending. I listened motionless and still as I mounted up the hill. The music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. Whatever she sings, he listened motionless and still. And as he traveled up the hill, he carried her song with him in his heart long after he could no longer hear it. One important thing in this poem is physical sensation. Physical sensation. When the writer was actually present there, he was enjoying the scene. And when he was not present there, he was recalling that moments. That is flashback. So, in William Wordsworth's poetry, physical sensation and flashback is very important. Now the poetic devices. Poetic devices. First, hyperbole. Hyperbole. It is taken figuratively rather than literally, like, I am so hungry, I could eat horse. So here, O listen, for the well profound is overflowing with the sound. Here, hyperbole has been used. He is so struck by the sad beauty that the whole valley seems to overflow with its sound. And in the last line of second stanza, breaking the silence of seas among the farthest Hebrides, the voice of the girl was so sweet that it broke the silence of seas and islands of Scotland. These islands are never disturbed by any storm, but the voice of girl had disrupted those islands. So second, metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech that makes hidden comparison between two things which are unrelated and share some characteristics. Like in the second stanza, the speaker compares the singing of gull to the nightingale. Then again he compares her voice to the cuckoo bird. So the speaker here used metaphor. And the last one is rhetorical question. Rhetorical question. This question is also just for effect. Like in this sentence, will no one tell me what she sings? And in the last line of third stanza, there has been and maybe again her rhetorical question has been used. So this is all about the solitary reaper. Thank you for watching the video. For more videos and updates, don't forget to click the subscribe button.